What's going on out there, y'all? It's the Franchise guy back with another volume for Welcome to the Franchise, Volume 16, Episode 16. So on this one right here, I just want to get into what's going on with the coaching statuses for the teams, and also a little bit about what they may need to do for success, or what they should do coming in for success. So once again, it's the Franchise guy, aka the Franchise kid, aka young sporty, out here with my takes on what's going on in the NFL right now, and the coaching statuses. So let me just get right into it with everything that's going on as of now. We all know right now, the Bears did just hire Ben Johnson as their head coach. So Ben Johnson, a good, strong hire. Everybody was after this dude even last year, being a high shot coordinator and everything. And, you seen some of the play calling and the results and impact he had on the team last season. But this season was like, shit, it was fun to watch. He's pulling out everything. This dude has a deep bag of offensive plays, offensive schemes, and how he wants to, set up the defenses or score points. Score points and points and points and points. Running the ball and throwing the ball. And not just running and throwing the ball, traditionally and with the traditional concepts. Of course, you want to go vertical down the field. You want to move the chains in the passing game. Of course, you want to average 4 yards per clip in a running game. And you want to be physical and always driving people backwards on the defense in the running game. But trick plays too. Nigga is deep in his fucking bag when it comes to this offensive coordinating shit. And got a good little style to it. You know what I'm saying? The players look like they were having fun with it. Everyone involved looked like they were having fun with it. And executing too. It's not just about the plays being fun and exciting and cool and all this stuff, because there's a lot of guys out there in years past that they want to do all this cute shit and do, here and there, but, they don't execute, or the players don't execute all the time. But for the most part, from what I've seen from these plays, I'll say 80 to 85% of the time throughout this season, all of those plays were executed to a fucking T with this team and with Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator. So I think it's a good hire for any team that probably got him and everything. He's with the Bears now, going to have Caleb Williams, going to have DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet. So you got some weapons and some pieces there to get some shit rolling. But like I did say earlier, previously, I wasn't sure about the match here with him being a first-time head coach also, and mainly because, like I said, my doubts about Caleb Williams. Like I said, I still don't see it yet, and he could probably prove me wrong, make a fool of me, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? Best case, good for the Bears. You know what I'm saying? But me seeing, I can't see yet. That's why I didn't think it would be a good match for someone like him, and everything. In as far as in the office, organization wise, also with the Bears and their history and shit, because you want a guy who's that good as an offensive coordinator and everything, that could lead his offensive players to execute the game plan. You know what I'm saying? You want to see someone like that that's able to overcome if they're, overhyped or whatever, hyped first-round quarterback, flops. You want to be able to see them overcome that type of shit, because you have seen it time and time before. You know what I'm saying? You get a new coach, they draft a number one pick who's hyped. He's supposed to be that nigga, this, that, it's going to be, it's a perfect match, blah, 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 blah. And then, if that hyped quarterback, first-round quarterback, isn't like that, you know what I'm saying? The head coach is definitely not surviving that. They'll keep the quarterback before they keep the coach, or sometimes, they throw both of them niggas out the fucking door. And I think that a lot of people, like as football fans, and probably around the league as far as GMs and other coaches and everything like that. A lot of people probably like Ben Johnson, I would imagine, and want to see him succeed and want to see him in a situation where, he's gonna really succeed. Especially with being with an organization with the Lions and being a part of turning them around into what they are from what they've always been. And maybe he could, do some of that with the Bears from what they've always been to, having them ascend into something totally different. But it's just worrisome when you have to, be in a situation where the quarterback might be a fucking flop. He might not be that guy, but we'll see what he can do with him, and he might actually turn it around. What I know is, what they better fucking do is they better coach that kid up. They better get the right quarterback coaches around, the right philosophy and scheme and everything around, and coach that nigga up, man. Coach him up some more. I think, you coach him up some more, and also fix the fuck out of that offensive line, because nobody could be good behind that offensive line. So I'm gonna cut Caleb a little bit of slack right there. Give him a little leeway there, but fix the fuck out of that O-line. In this draft, offensive line, not just a first-round pick, but some depth players also in case whoever gets hurt or whoever battles it out in training camps or throughout the season, in case they got to retool there. This ain't no, we just gonna get one old lineman in the first round, we fixed our problems. Nah, just in case, man, because you need this kid to be healthy in case somebody goes down that old line or doesn't pan out for whatever reason or is not doing their job. You got to fix the fuck out of that old line so that while you are coaching him up and you do see some progress from him and everything like that, he's still protected and he has a chance to get better. So fix the shit fix that fucking offensive line. I think that's what they're gonna really need to do to have some success. And best case scenario for them, he might fuck around and could be a Dak Prescott. Honestly, that's what I see in Caleb Williams' game. I think that, to me, his ceiling is a Dak Prescott type of player and everything. Once he gets it together to get him maybe in more of a rhythm passing game and passing scheme and everything like that, because all that running around shit that he thought he was going to be able to do in USC and all that shit, he found out real quick that he can't do that all the time. You could do that sometimes here and there, but that ain't how we running this shit. That ain't how we scheduling this shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? So get him to be a Dak Prescott where sometimes he can run or sometimes he can run around a little bit and make those off-platform plays and off-platform throws to get a first down or a touchdown every now and again. That's cool. But let's get you in a scheme where you can press the easy button. Get it to Cole Kmet right there. He open. Boom. Let him go run down the field. He's capable. Let him get open. Oh, we got Cole Kmet running the deep over while we got, Odunze running a deep in for about 15, 20 yards. But then you got maybe DJ Moore in the slot, running those Amon-Ra St. Brown type routes. That's cleared out for him now in the middle of the field. Press the easy button. A.R. St. Brown could do work and gets busy too. Could put niggas in the mix, make people miss, or just move the chains also. You know what I'm saying? Get you a nice little running back there that could block for him. You already got a power guy who's pretty good, young in his career, in Roschon Johnson. Not sure who else they got a running back. Oh, they got Swift too. I'm bugging. Yeah, they got Swift back there too. He's a veteran, and he adds an element to the passing game and can run between the tackles and bounce a couple of things here and there. You know what I'm saying? You get in a scheme where you get them in a nice rhythm passing and everything instead of that running around. Once you tighten up and build that offensive line a little better and coach him up in the scheme. And he could be something. He could be like a Dak. You know what I mean? That's just what I see as his ceiling. I know niggas was talking all this shit because he was making them crazy-ass plays, in college and shit against San Jose States and San Diego States and Tulane and whoever and shit. Oh, you see the way he does this shit? It's like Mahomes and picking up fumble balls and then just throwing it. You know what I'm saying? That's over there in Cali. You playing in Chicago now, bro. That the win out there it's gonna wiffle ball your shit. You feel me? But you know, not just that, all that running around shit, you shouldn't have to do that if they build a good offensive line around you and everything like that, where you could step into your throws. You can kind of dictate if you want to run around or not in a strategic way to get it to your open targets who are going to be good, who should be good target. I mean, we know DJ Moore, he's proven as a good target. Cole Kmet also. And we got to see what Odunze is going to be. But I would imagine that, you know what I'm saying, he can make an impact. He should be able to make an impact. Who knows if Allen is still going to be around for the ride there as a veteran. You know, I wouldn't say all the way a rebuild, but then a process of growth. It's not like they're going to go to the Super Bowl next year, but shit, we never fucking know, actually, seeing what Jaden Daniels doing in the Commanders. But, you know what I'm saying, he's a vet that's been at this for a while. I'm sure he wants to probably be on a contender or play with a veteran quarterback and everything after being traded there. But, I mean, we'll see. Even if he's part of the ride, that's a good thing, too. That's a bonus because he's still a great route runner. He's still a good. I'm not talking like, oh, he's slow. Nah, he's still that nigga. He's still that nigga running the route. So they do that, and then also just keep building up the defense like you've been doing. Keep your mold in the defensive plays that you already have around. You got some good corners and you know, Jalen Johnson, Tariq Stevenson. You got Brisker still there in the back end who could play, you know, in the backfield and also play in the box, get some tackles. You know, you got the young linebackers, I believe T.J. Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. You know what I'm saying? They're still pretty solid linebackers up there. You got Sweat now on the edge. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you've been doing on defense and build up on it a little bit more with those pieces, and then just add a couple more pieces here and there around Caleb on offense. You know, and what I mean by that is this is one of those drafts or one of those off seasons where you get those little gadget guys here and there who gonna, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna have the big play for a big gain or for a big touchdown. They're gonna have the big screen play where they got the jetpack in their ass and no one can catch them and they making niggas miss and shit. You know, get that extra third running back that's like shifty or mad fast, or that extra slot receiver. You know what I mean? That's real fast and shifty and shit. You know what I'm saying? So then when Caleb does want to make those little plays strategically, again, I'm saying, emphasis on that, to roll around and get it to a target downfield and everything, you know, it makes it easy on him, and it makes the offense, you know what I'm saying, a force where the defense has to defend every blade of grass and every space on the field and everything like that. So you do that and build a little bit more with Caleb, and shit, y'all motherfuckers should be a playoff team with Ben Johnson. You know what I mean? Should at least be a wild card team next season. If you do that all correctly, you know, for success and everything like that, and if that goes well, of course injuries come into play, but barring any serious injuries to the key players, the key foundation of the team, like quarterback and left tackle, and you know what I mean, maybe edge rusher, or you know, more offensive linemen and stuff, and the year after next year, you should be a fucking, we're not fucking around. And then that year, that may be the time where a Detroit or Minnesota takes a step back. Because the way that the Packers look right now, it looks like they're going to keep taking steps up and keep building on. Because by that time, they're young guys right now that they've been doing it with each other for the past few years now. They're going to be, you know, they're vets now, but they're going to be like solidified vets at that point. I don't see them taking a step back, barring something crazy happens or, you know, another a catastrophic injury happens to any of their key players or multiple key players. You know what I'm saying? So even you know, I don't think it would happen the way the Packers operate, but even with a coach firing, if that were to happen, I still see the Packers going upward. But maybe Detroit or Minnesota, if anything, taking the steps backwards because they still got to get some things probably together within the next few seasons with some OCs, some coordinators leaving, and certain roster players that aren't going to be around next season or the season after that. So, Ben Johnson, shit didn't get the shit done. I didn't think it was a great match for you, but it probably is. Everybody seems to think so. It looks like it on paper, on paper media, what media glasses on. It looks like a good match. But shit, you do all those things, you win there. You're going to be a successful team going forward for years to come. So we'll see how that happens. Next, let's move into the Jets. So, as of now, the Jets, they officially have hired Aaron Glenn. We all, I guess, we all seen that coming and everything, even with the Jets doing the dumb shit that they do. Like I said, brainless fucking owner, hiring 1,000 different fucking people and shit. It's like, yo, you're not gonna hire these motherfuckers and shit. Just, you know what I'm saying? Get the 3 niggas you want in and then make your fucking decision. And I think we knew most likely it was going to be Aaron Glenn. He was a name that's been floating around for the past few years for his experience through every level in the ranks of the NFL. So he's the head coach now, first time being a head coach and everything. But the biggest part of this hire here, I believe, the biggest part is they need big time. They gotta hire the right fucking offensive coordinator. They got to. They gotta get that offensive coordinator correct, especially right now is the time to do it because you don't really have no fucking QB. So whoever's there, you know what I'm saying? They could start putting their mold into the type of quarterback or offense they want. You know what I'm saying? Type of you know what I'm saying? Like right now. So you could mold that whether it's whoever you got right now, whatever young veteran or veteran, whatever you could get in the all season, and then the QB that you feel like fits the mold of your system in next year's draft or a draft after that, what have you. Because we know they're probably going to fuck up their position in next year's draft also. This is just what New York teams do. It's just what they fucking do. But, they need to get offensive coordinator correct for sure. And I emphasize that because with a guy like Aaron Glenn, I think that this hire is very similar to, it's the same thing they've been doing for years. And yes, I'm going to count Adam Gase as a defensive coach also because he set the offense back. He put the handcuffs on the offense, whatever the fuck that scheme was. You know what I'm saying? But they've had all defensive coaches, all defensive first-time head coaches, minus Gase. He did coach for the Dolphins at that hire. But and I emphasize getting the right OC and everything because it feels like with all of those coaches, they never really had the offensive coordinator that was actually getting them to score fucking points like that. It seems like a majority of Jets teams have always been defensive-led and let's run the ball, and they can't seem to scheme up an offense outside of throwing the ball to one receiver or one tight end, you know what I mean, or have a real pop to the offense, you know what I'm saying, with pride players that they do have and don't know how to fucking use, which they never do, right? But that's really, really big because if that doesn't happen, you could see a situation where I don't see Aaron Glenn coming in, not having a true quarterback right now. You're going to lose your first year. If the offense doesn't even look a little bit fun or exciting while you're in your first year without a quarterback or some shit like that, motherfuckers is not going to like that. You still get another year. You draft a quarterback. You don't know what he's going to be, what he is. He's going to the Jets, so most likely it's a fucked up situation where timelines aren't aligning correctly and shit. So, they may not have the support and the cast and everything that they need, roster and personnel-wise, to succeed. And then that motherfucker ends up being a fucking bust, like all Jets quarterbacks and shit. And then you're like, well, it was only his rookie year. Now you're in your third year coaching, the quarterback's second year there. And then you're thinking about, oh, I got to switch to OC because it wasn't working the past 2 years. Now we're going to year 3, and it's not looking all that great because this quarterback is really trash. His confidence is broken because of the New York media and all the other extra fucking hoopla that comes with being being a player, coach, whatever organization in the Jets market, in the New York market. You know what I'm saying? It takes rookies in any sport and spits them out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a certain type of nigga to really play in that market and shit, right? But that happens, and now you're in your third year and shit. You have to fire your OC, or maybe you keep the OC the whole year. It seems like Aaron Glenn will be a really level-headed guy to do that and a loyal guy to do that. And then after your third year, you might not be able to survive it and get fired. You know what I mean? And Aaron Glenn is another one of them coaches where I wouldn't want to see him be in that position. I still thought that the Jets were the best match for him because I think the Jets need a coach that seems like he's been through all the ups and downs of a career, both as a player and a coach, from scout to assistant coach, the QC, assistant coach again, defensive coordinator, and all these teams that he coached on had ups and downs. Saints and Lions and Browns, and he was in those times when they had some ups and downs. And, you need a coach with grit that has seen that. You know what I'm saying? And can inspire, teach, and cultivate their players, to get through some adversities because it's going to be hard in that division. And, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard, not just the division. The Jets got to beat the market, too. It's hard to play in the city with all that criticism and the expectations and, you know what I'm saying? You got to beat that, too. So that's why I thought it would be a nice match. On top of the fact that, here's this, right? And this is one of the problems I had with some of those Jets fans that be out there, right? Like, last year, years before, this, that, whatever. Yo, why they don't just hire Ben Johnson, or why they don't just hire the next one-of-a-kind OC, or why they can't get Joe Brady as OC or as a head coach, or why they can't get Cliff Kingsbury and all that? Yo, look at your organization, bro. Look at how it's ran. You're never getting any of those kind of fucking guys. You're never gonna get them. Never. So I get the little moan and groans too also about it's always a defensive rookie head coach. It's always a defensive rookie head coach. It's always a defensive rookie head coach. You know why? Because 9 times out of 10, they're a minority person, which they always shift most of those guys to being a defensive coach, right? And no one's giving them a shot like that when they had their franchises have a quarterback one or the franchise cachet from their history or organizational cachet from either recent history or history in the past of being like, oh yeah, I'm a hotshot OC, I'm going to go fuck with them. I'm going to go fuck with these guys right here because it look like they're going to have me set up to really get shit popping. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you look at the Jets' organizational structure for the past fucking umpteenth years, and they're a fucking joke. It looks terrible. They're a fucking joke. You got to make yourself look like something that motherfuckers want to fuck with. It's just like with Dan Shorty's. Like, if you got to make yourself, you gotta make yourself look nice. You got to have the fit. You got to have the kicks. You got to make sure you have the good cologne, good cut. You know what I'm saying? A decent to nice enough job, whatever. Make yourself look like the part so that when shorty see you, even though it's nonverbal, they like, damn, I look like I want to fuck with him. He look like he got his shit together. And even if you don't have your shit together, you still gotta have the confidence enough to walk it. You know what I'm saying? Walk it like you talk it like, well, shit, this is what I aspire to be. This is what I aspire to be anyway, even if I don't have it all together, and I'm gonna get there. And people's gonna wanna fuck with you. Had the Jets done that in the last 5 years? Fuck no. Had the Jets done that in the last 20 years? Fuck no. So to some of them Jets fans out there that be talking like that, I'm sorry, you're never gonna have those candidates in any hiring cycle. You're just not, because for the last however long and shit, the organization has not made them look attractive enough for a hot shot OC or a smart head coach candidate or a smart GM candidate to be like, yeah, I want to go there. It look like they gonna take care of me, or we gonna set shit off and get shit popping there. No, it's never gonna happen for y'all. So you know what I mean. I'm not saying like, oh, settle, just take me. I think that at the time, Rob Saleh, it wasn't the hire that I, thought would be great for them, but it seemed like a decent hire. That's what I said at the time. Decent hire. You seen his energy on the sideline with the Niners, the DC there. You seen how the defense was rocking. Didn't really bring that energy on the sideline. Cool. But whatever. However the fuck you want to manage. He wasn't a good head coach. That ain't your lane, bro. That ain't it. Found that out. Be a DC. Do all that crazy shit on the sideline. Right? Because niggas is not responding to you as a head coach, even though you got the defense right. I feel like any coach really could get the defense right with the Jets. They always had these defensive niggas and shit all the fucking time. They rarely have offensive niggas. It's just been as of recently they started getting some offensive motherfuckers that's like, oh shit. Like Garrett Wilson's and Breece Halls and shit like that. And that's not even a lot. It's just 2 motherfuckers. Right? You don't even know how to use half the other motherfuckers they got that's young, that play offense. But they sure as shit think they know how to use the motherfuckers on the defensive side like that. The young boys they got there. And even they don't know how to use those motherfuckers right half the time. You finally let motherfucking Will McDonald out the chamber and shit, and look what he did this year. He got to wait a year. Let that motherfucker get popping soon, But, yeah, you're not going to always get those hot shot OCs as your head coach and this and that, whatever. But like I said, it's very important that they now with Glenn as the head coach that they get a creative, innovative offensive coordinator that gets it. You know what I'm saying? That knows what to do. Have a philosophy with the offense that's, fast, physical up front in the run game and the pass game. And, implement, good vertical passing game. Like, you already got a pretty starting, a good, strong, solid build on the front line. You got Fashanu. You know what I'm saying? You're in position where you could possibly draft another offensive lineman there or sign someone and everything like that. The defensive line on the other side, is pretty good. They probably need another D tackle or 2. But don't do that dickhead shit y'all always do and draft the D tackle in the first round. You could find those later on. History has proven you could find the motherfuckers that's going to play and do what they got to do in the later rounds or undrafted. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that dumb shit, right? But the front 7, they got some linebackers there that could play, the Williams brothers, Quincy and Quinnen. Sherwood, I think, it's his time now to be primed to be a starter and show what he got because he's a good tackler. He's a good player, fine player. You got edge rushers now. You could probably use another one that's a little bit more dynamic that adds another level. You know what I'm saying? The back end is gonna need some work. DJ Reed's gonna be a free agent. Sauce is lost in the sauce this year. Their safeties are non-existent. Their depth players non-existent after Michael Carter II, who's a really good slot corner. and he likes to do some dirty work. He just gets hurt a little bit too much, so you should replenish on that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as their philosophy on offense, man, they need somebody who's going to come in and really help Aaron Glenn and the rest of the team be successful. That's very, very important there. So they get that. They have a chance to have some success. And, they got to have also, my thing is, because I've been saying on a few videos, some other teams probably try and poach some of these guys away. But listen, you got a good start right now a little bit in the trenches where the game is won in the playoffs, in the front seven, on the offensive line, defensive line. You got a little good start to a build there. Keep building on that. But on the outside, the perimeter, the mindset. I'm not talking about the skill set, the talent. They got it. Those perimeter skill players on offense and the defense. Man, I don't know. And this is where it comes to my next point here. What's really important, more important, way more important than the OC, but just as important. Way more, but just as important. That's dumb. That's oxymoron there. Well, fuck it. Just as important or whatever. Big important. That's the OC. It's the fucking GM. You need a big picture GM here. Big picture GM who doesn't just see next season. Who can see farther than their fucking nose. Who can see farther than what the fans want them to do. And farther than, oh no, keep this guy because we love him so much. You need big pictures who a motherfucker, because for a franchise like the Jets, you need to look 16 years down the line. You can't look 4 or 5 or 2 or 3 no more. You got to look 15 years down the line. How you want to be viewed? What's your brand? What are y'all good at doing? They have no identity of what they're good at doing when it comes to building a team, but just drafting defensive fucking tackles. That's what they're known for. Drafting defensive tackles and cornerbacks. That's it. So you got to have a big picture GM. And back to a little bit my small point here on those outside perimeter skill guys. Not skill set, not talent, and not, of course, what this team needs there in those positions. Mindset. The mindset of some of those skill guys, like the Breece Halls of the world and the Sauce Gardners, getting in their feelings, going at it with fans on Twitter and stuff, thinking, and then besides that, in their first 2 years, smelling your own shit, smelling your own roses, thinking you better than you are, ain't even sniffed the playoffs, right? Those mindsets kind of got to go. And yeah, if you keep them still, that'd be good too. That'd be good if you kept them, yeah. But if you were able to flip them for some more capital and some players with a mindset and some talent, or just as equal talent and skill-wise, that are gonna get it. Like, hey, this is a physical game. This game is played on the field, not off the field on the internet or with my emotions. I mean, it is played with your emotions, but I'm talking about on the field with your emotions, not off the field with your emotions. And also, the same thing can be said a little bit with Garrett Wilson, because I think he gets it. He knows what it means to be a great player and play at a great program. You know that. And he's a leader. So if you keep him, great. But the rumblings already, and I don't think you can overcome that organization-wise and coach-wise of a frustrated, young, very talented receiver going through more years of not knowing what the fuck is going on at the quarterback position and have to start all over again with chemistry, and it's not going the way he wants it. I don't think you could overcome that. You should probably cut your losses now before it turns into a Stephon Diggs situation or whatever the fuck. Pick your receiver in those situations. You don't want that lingering around and shit when you give him a new contract for another, 2 years, if that, and then he asks for a fucking trade. And now you're fucked. You might as well do it now to see what you could get. You know what I'm saying? And put him in an organization where his mindset and skill set matches there. Because, yeah, the mindset he has as far as being a winning player is good. But then the mindset when shit is not going his way, You've seen little glimpses of it from his rookie year to a little bit this year, and it's just going to get worse. You got to, and this is why I say you need a big picture GM who has the foresight to see shit like that. And it's going to be hard because them sentimental Jet fans out there going to be in their feeling, oh, Breece Hall, we got to trade him. No, this is so dumb. Oh, Garrett Wilson, you thinking about really trading him now? That's dumb. Oh, Sauce Gardner, you thinking about trading him? Who's going to do? Bro, you don't always need a star cornerback to get to the Super Bowl or build a program to be a Super Bowl winning team. You don't always need a star receiver, a number one pick in the first round star receiver to get to the Super Bowl or to build a Super Bowl winning program. It's not often. Not like, and then Breece Hall with his wear and tear on his body. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let him get busy on a playoff team. Let him get right on a playoff team. And I know it sounds bad and it sounds crazy right now, but this is what you got to do to win. If you want to be a winner, if you want to be successful, look at franchise. So they need a big picture GM in there to that could at least consider. I'm not saying he has to pull the trigger on all that shit and do it, but at least consider doing shit like that. If not this, this next upcoming all season, the next one. He wanted to make those big moves for the betterment of the whole franchise, not just for that year. And I'm saying, if you have moves that are going to pan out, like the Rams was like, yo, fuck them picks, yeah, do that too. But how do you want this franchise has an identity for decades of being shit and a fucking circus. How do you want to write the book now with this new coach that kind of gets it, you know what I'm saying, for the next 10 to 15 years? What do you want your identity to be? Pittsburgh Steelers, franchise has an identity. New England Patriots, franchise has an identity. Franchise has an identity. Right? New England Patriots, franchise has an identity. Kansas City now, their franchise has an identity. They have things that they're known for. Right? They know how to draft for certain positions. They know how to build a certain offense that they want to build a certain defense they want to build. Green Bay Packers, same thing. What are we going to do? We're going to draft quarterbacks. We're going to develop receivers. And we're going to have a good fucking offensive line. And we're going to be ready to play in the snow. Like shit like that. Like we know that identity of them for years. So get the GM in here to do that shit. Now moving on to the rest of them. Sorry, the last video I did with the coach and managers, I didn't even really bring up the Colts or the Saints or the other teams, but I mean, let's be real though. Like, nobody paying attention or looking for no fucking Colts. Right now, the Saints, I don't know, stock down on if we want to pay attention to them or not. These days our attention span is all over the place. We really want to pay attention to all the shiny things or the shit that's getting the most airwaves and all that shit. But I'll get into them real quick. The rest of them, the Jags. You got the Jags, Saints, Colts, Cowboys still need someone. And Dion ain't going nowhere. Dion ain't going nowhere. Like I said, I'm still standing on the Cowboys if he frees up, and I would assume after the Super Bowl is over and everything, Kellen Moore should go there. Jags now, no Ben Johnson. Liam Cohen said, "Fuck that! I'm not leaving the Bucs. I get paid pretty well, and I'm not going there. Fuck up shit on my watch. We got a good thing going here. We might get to the Super Bowl or go deeper in the playoffs next year with Baker and them. So he ain't gonna go to the Jags. As I said, he might be an option. So at this point, it looks like for the Jags, hey, fuck it, Robert Saleh. They got some pieces there on defense. They have a quarterback-ish, I guess. That's the quarterback he probably should have been coaching if the Jets knew how to fucking tank right, but they can't even do that right. Or Brian Flores to the Jags also. I think that would be kind of fun to see, but it looks like with that, his slot probably should really be the Saints. The Saints. And then for the Raiders, niggas was talking about Pete Carroll coming back for the Raiders and shit. I don't like that for him, for his career and kind of the storyline he's had for his career, because that shit is, right now, it's a hire to fire position. Because I think Dion wants another year to get into the tournament with Colorado and make some noise there before he leaves. It seems like it's a lot more unfinished business, and he's still cultivating some talent with some transfers or people that are actually signing to go to Colorado, and he wants to see that before he wants to make his move to the Raiders. So whoever hires the Raiders is going to be a hire to fire type shit, like I said before, I think. The Colts, who fucking knows at this point? Who the fuck else did? Who else could there be? I don't know. So that could fuck around and be a hire to fire situation, or someone that were like, oh shit, I didn't think he would take the job, or like a Josh McCown or some shit like, damn, I didn't think he would leave Sam Darnold in Minnesota for that shit, but maybe he's setting things up where, fuck it, no one else is left, they tab me, they gonna pay this money, I'll go there, coach the kid Anthony Richardson for a minute. If he doesn't pan out or he's not who I like, I'll flip him for a pick. Sam is playing on a franchise tag in Minnesota anyway. Now he's a free agent. Come over here to the Dome, nigga. You playing in another Dome again in Minnesota? Come to Indianapolis with me. I'm your head coach now. We're going to get shit rocking and get the Colts relevant again. Your boy Pittman is here. Y'all played together. Let's get shit going. That could probably fuck around and happen at this point, because who the fuck else is there? I haven't even heard about certain candidates for the Colts. And maybe as a recording this, maybe I'm a little slow and shit, and I'm wrong. Maybe they already got a fucking coach. I don't fucking know. But yeah, the Cowboys, I said Kellen Moore, Jags, Saints, looking like a Mike McCarthy type situation, Mike McCarthy type deal here. Or Flores, I could see him too, if not the Jags for him. That would be fun, because I feel like they got a lot of talented defensive pieces and players on there already. They could get a little younger there where he could develop them, and just sign a free agent quarterback that's a vet, like a Tyrod Taylor and then see who you could draft in the meantime until you get in position, if you sign there, you get enough time to draft somebody next year while you still have a good defense, which is important. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know who the other candidates are. They talking about this Pete Carroll shit and all these other motherfuckers. I want to see some more names pop up. But for right now, I'm going to wrap it up. That's all I got on that. And try and come back with some more quick hits on, shit that's being talked about out there in the NFL right now. So there's another good one. Fun to talk about again here for Welcome to the Franchise, Volume 16, Episode 16. Once again, y'all have a good week and enjoy all the sports. Watch some NBA a little bit, and even some Unrivaled. The Unrivaled shit, I caught a couple games. That shit is fun to watch so far. Catch you some of that, some basketball, maybe some hockey, you know what I'm saying? Football playoffs and shit this weekend again. They get to the Super Bowl. Everybody have fun doing that, and y'all be easy.